It has been way too long since I have done a makeup tutorial. So today I'm gonna do a full face makeup tutorial featuring this right here. This is the Morphe 25A palette. I featured this in a Morphe haul that went up last week. Yeah, and I'm also giving one of these away in my humongous giveaway that will be posted on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to kind of show you guys how this palette works. I've been wearing it in a ton of my videos and I've gotten probably more requests for this tutorial than any other request I've ever gotten like in my YouTube life before. Imagine that. Probably like, I don't know, 50 people were like, hey, can you do a tutorial? Do a tutorial. So just to give you an idea, this is the palette I used in the makeup look where I had the glitter cut crease. Now I'm not going to do the glitter cut crease today because it's really messy and I haven't quite perfected it yet, so I don't want to like teach you guys how to do something when I don't really even know how to do it myself. So we're going to skip the glitter, but we're going to do everything else, including the use of this palette in a full face makeup tutorial. Let's get into it. All right, let's start out with some priming. So I have a face primer and an eye primer. So I will start with my face first. This is the Benefit Professional face primer. It's almost gone. You guys have heard me talk about this nonstop. It's one of my favorite pore filling primers. It really, like, I think it's like one of the OG pore filling primers. I could be wrong on that, but it's one of the first ones that I discovered at least, and I just love the scent of it. I love the feeling it leaves behind on my face. Now I think I like the Makeup Forever one a little bit better, but this is definitely a good pore filling primer. For eyes, another product you've heard me talk to death about. In fact, this one is almost gone. I'm like scraping the inside of the tube. It's actually really disgusting now. But this is the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This is the first eyeshadow base I've found that's clear, so any skin tone can use it. And it dries almost immediately, which is great. You don't have to wait for it to dry and get tacky. It's once you put it on, it's ready to go. And it just works so well at priming my eyelids. For foundation, I'm going back to a product that if you were around like a year or two ago when I first started my channel, I was all about this foundation. So I repurchased it and I remember why I love it so much. It's the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. I wear the color 210 Buff. And I get so caught up in like trying new products that sometimes I forget about the ones that I do like truly love, and in fact loved like before I started the whole YouTube thing. And this is one of them, and it's just, it is uncomparable when it comes to a matte finish. I feel like it leaves me matte but not cakey, not chalky, not like too thick. And my skin is actually kind of dry right now just because of this season, because it is kind of cold outside and it's winter. My skin is just super duper dry, and I don't find that this clings to any dry patches or anything like that. It's just, I stinking love this foundation. If you're somebody like me who typically has oily skin but is now kind of leaning more on the dry skin, but you still like the matte finish, check out this foundation. I don't know why, but I feel like the camera is like super bright. Can I make that a little bit darker? That's a little bit better. Okay, another product you've heard me talk about, but I don't know if I've used it in a tutorial yet. Maybe I have. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You guys have probably heard many people talk about this concealer. It is so good, you guys. Like, it's thick and full coverage, but it's not like too thick to where it creases, and it blends out beautifully, and you can use it to contour with or to conceal. It definitely covers those under eyes. You'll see right now with me. I like to set my under eyes and my face separately with two different products. So for my under eyes, another kind of OG product for me, this is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This is great for setting your under eyes. I wouldn't recommend it to set like much else because it does have a little bit of a brightening effect and a little bit of like a highlighting effect. So you kind of don't want that all over your face, but it is perfect for your under eyes. It's finely milled, so it doesn't cake up or give you that flashback effect, and I love it. For my face, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. It's almost gone. I'm like scraping the outside of the pan because I love this product so much. I don't wanna waste any of it. This is like the best foundation. It's a powder foundation, so you can use it as a setting powder, which is what I'm doing today, or you can use it as a foundation all on its own. So like on a daily basis when I go to work, I don't really mess with liquid foundation too much unless I have something special going on. So I will just put some concealer on and then use this on top of it, and I think it looks great. It's quick, it's easy. The finish is like a rose petal matte finish, and I think I've gone through like 4 or 5 of these. I just love it. For brows, I'm gonna use a newfound favorite. This is the Benefit Goof Proof Eyebrow Pencil in the color 2. I love this, you guys. Like, I love the Anastasia products, but I might like this one even more. I don't know what it is about it. Like, the formula is so great. It's a little bit creamy, but it's a little bit dense. It's super easy to work with, and the tip is like super unique. So it has a pointy tip, and then it also has like a little bit of a teardrop shape, and it's almost like diamond. I don't know if you can tell at all. You probably can't tell, but it just works so well. So I'm someone, as you can tell, who has like 0 brows and I really have to work at filling them in, and this is perfect. So it works to like recreate the effect of a natural hair flick, but it also works to fill in the super sparse areas or completely fill in your brows like I sometimes have to do, and I just love it so much. Now let's get into the good stuff, the eyeshadow. This palette is amazing, you guys. Like, I will be totally honest, I'm not a huge fan of like a ton of Morphe products. I feel like they're really overhyped and they're good, but they're not great. This is one product that I can promise you guys I adore. I mean, I've used it to death. You can tell I've dug into pretty much every single color multiple times. I reach for this palette every single day, and when I compare it to something like the 35O palette I'm actually getting rid of because it's so big that it's difficult for me to store, and I don't lean towards it every day. I don't grab it every day. It's so big, and it's not as great of quality as this palette here. So keeping that in mind, I love this palette so much, and I am giving this away. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is going to be part of one of the prize packages of a giveaway that's going up on my channel on Thursday. So stay tuned if you want to win this palette. It's a good palette. Like, if I didn't own it, I would totally want to win it. So I'm looking at my brushes here. They are all completely dirty. Maybe I'll try to use Morphe brushes because I am giving away some Morphe brushes with the palette. So I'll try to stick to a Morphe theme here. So this is the Morphe M502 brush. It's a big fat blending brush. And I'm gonna use, the colors don't have names, so that's a difficult part, but I'm gonna use this color right here, which is kind of like a camel taupey brown. But I just wanna get a light dusting of a color in my crease to kind of get everything started, put down a, you know, a base for everything. So that's what I'm doing here. I don't remember the exact color combination of what I was wearing in that video, but everything is super complementary of each other, so I mean, you can't go wrong. These colors, they speak to me. So I think I'm gonna go in to another matte color. I think I'm gonna use this one right here actually, which is right next to the one I used before. And this is the Morphe M433 brush. And I'm just gonna put this in the crease of my eye, like focusing more on the crease. So the other color I fluffed out and kind of put all over my eye. This I'm gonna focus and put it just on the crease because it is a darker color and this is a skinnier brush, so I'm able to kind of pinpoint and focus the color a little bit more. So just like that to deepen everything out. See the difference? For an all over lid color, I'm gonna use this color right here, which is like a satiny, I mean, look at that. Look at that. These are so pigmented. They blend so well. Like, Morphe really outdid themselves on this palette, and I don't think that this is a permanent item, which really stinks because it's a great palette. So if it's still available, definitely swoop it up. You know, if you don't win it in my giveaway, definitely swoop it up because I feel like this is a must-have in everybody's collection. It has those warm colors that everybody loves, perfect for fall and winter. I mean, you can use it in the summertime, the springtime, whenever you want, but it has those like deep, rich, like orangey warm browns, and I just love it. Okay, back to the M433 brush. I'm gonna go to this like reddish orangish matte color right here, and I'm gonna focus this mostly just on the outer part of my eye, like the outer 1/3 of my eye, just to kind of make everything pop, to add a little bit more warmth to the eye, really make it like really deep and rich, and like a chocolatey eye. And you can see how easily these blend. They just blend out, blend together. They remind me a lot of, I mean, the consistency does not remind me of Lorac, but the way they blend together reminds me of the Lorac powders. Like, they're just so blendable. There is a little tiny bit of fallout, but I don't feel like it's enough to, you know, scare anybody away or deter you from using the palette, you know? It just works so good. Going back to the 502 brush, I'm just gonna buff everything out, blend everything together, make these lines a little less harsh looking, and just kind of blend it all together. Going back to the M433 brush, I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna do this color right here. So the one that I used for the more like pinpointed crease, and just tap it on the very tip of my brush like that. And then use this to apply color to my lower lash line. Really make it nice and smoky. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M431 brush. It's a pencil brush. And I'm gonna get this dark matte brown color right there. It's like a warm matte brown. And I'm gonna put this on like the upper kind of outer little teeny triangle part right here. The outer V, I guess is what you can consider that. And then I'm gonna drag it to my lower lash line and make it nice and smoky. Put it right on top of that other color. Just to add some depth and definition and like some richness. Back to the M502 brush. I haven't cleaned it off or anything, I've just been using the same brush. And this color right here, it's like a matte cream color. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that in the space between my brow and the color and like drag it into my inner tear duct, just to kind of even more blend everything out and make it look nice and seamless. All right, for liner, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencils in M10, which is a matte black, and M80, which is a matte brown, but it's almost like a burgundy brown. So this one I'm gonna put all on my upper lash line, and then I'm gonna really smoke it and smudge it out on my lower lash line. This is gonna make the colors like even more smoky, make it a really nice, like rich, smoky brown eye. I really like this eyeliner pencil. I mean, I guess you could use it on your brows if you wanted to. So I'm not gonna worry about being too precise on the upper lash line because I'm gonna put falsies on, but I just like to have a little bit of something there, you know? But for the lower lash line, make sure I can stay in camera. I wanna really smoke it out. Get it up into the waterline, up on the lash line, and really smoke it out. Then I'm gonna take the black one and just apply it to the outer part of my lower lash line, just to kind of mimic that depth and definition that I used with the eyeshadows, just to add like, you know, lightest to darkest effect. I don't know, I really like the way it looks. All right, before I go in with falsies, I'm gonna use just one coat of mascara. This is the Mally Beauty Volumizing Mascara. You don't need anything fancy, but I just wanted to coat my lashes so they blend better with the falsies. And this works well for that. So I'm gonna coat them, one coat, and then also put a coat on my lower lashes. For falsies, I'm using my Holy Grail Ardell Studio Effects demi-wispies. I don't have the little paper because these are actually the lashes I've been using for the past like month. I just keep reusing them, but they last forever. So anyways, you guys have seen the packaging before. You know what they look like. Do you see how much of a difference false lashes makes? Like, holy moly. Anyways, I love these lashes. So while the glue is drying, I'm gonna actually go over to the first eye that I put the lash on. And I like to go over my band with a strip of liquid liner just to kind of hide the band, mask the glue. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. I feel like this has the tiniest tip that I've been able to find in a liquid liner, and it's like stiff enough to where you can really get in there and not like mess up your shadow. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go over it. It doesn't have to be super precise. I'm not gonna make a cat eye or anything like that, but just kind of go over the band. We are done with eyes, and now we're moving on to the rest of the face. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I've also been loving this, you guys. Look, I hit pan on it. I hit pan on this really fast, actually. I feel like maybe there's not a whole lot of product in it, I don't know. But I've been loving the Morphe R2 brush to apply my bronzer. I feel like it's not quite as fluffy as the Marc Jacobs brush, which you guys know was like my holy grail before, and I still love it. But because it's less fluffy, I can get like a more precise application. Not that bronzer has to be precise by any means, but I don't know. I just like it. I just like to switch things up a little bit. So I'm gonna put it on my cheekbones, like right in the hollows of my cheeks. And then you can see it applies really well. I love this Benefit Hoola. Oh, I love it. Drag it down my neck. Make sure my décolleté matches the rest of my body. And this shirt's like low cut, so I have to drag it like even farther down. Pale girl problems. Okay, and then my hairline as well. I did see that Benefit now has a Hoola light bronzer, which like really appeals to me because I think of like Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, which is like my favorite bronzer. But I do really like the color of this. Like, I feel like if it was any lighter, it, you know, wouldn't really be a super dark bronzer, which I guess is the point of a light bronzer, but I don't know. I might get it and test it out just because. By the way, this is the Morphe M523 brush. I think this is actually a foundation brush, but I like to use it to contour with. So usually I just stop at the bronzer, but anytime I want like a little bit more oomph and a little bit more like carving of a contour, I'll go in with this and just like carve out my cheekbones. The blush I've been using nonstop, and I swear I think it's a new favorite. It's so expensive though. It's the Marc Jacobs Air Blush. Air Blush. Oh my gosh, why can't I say that? Air Blush Blush in the color Flesh and Fantasy. This is like the nude version of it. I think they have 5 different colors, and this is like the more nude one. So I had a feeling I was gonna love it, and I love it so much. I like to focus more on this side of the blush because it's more pigmented, but I do pull in a little bit of the like incandescent, like shimmeriness. It's not shimmery, but it's just like a glowiness, and I mix it all together and apply it to my cheekbones. Oh, I just love it so much. It's not too much, it's not too pigmented. It's just like perfect. Since this blush has a little bit of like iridescent glow in it, you can skip the highlighter like if you want to, but I never skip the highlighter. Actually, that's a lie. I've been skipping highlighter a lot lately. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm gonna go in with my Becca Opal highlighter and just apply a little bit more. Take it from to pow. Look at that. Glow, glow, glow. Last up is lips. My lips are looking kind of weird with all this makeup, but I'm gonna use the Morphe liquid lipstick in the color Schoolgirl. This is also in my giveaway, you guys, so come back on Thursday. You could win it. You could win some brushes. I'm giving away so much. I've been decluttering my house and I'm finding products that like I've bought for giveaways and just haven't given away yet, so it's gonna be a big one. But anyways, these liquid lipsticks, they're not my favorite, but they are really good for the price. I mean, they smell good, they last a long time, but they're just a little bit on the thick side, so anyway. Alright guys, well here is the finished makeup look, and I love it. You guys love it. I know that because like, so many people wanted to see it. So here you go. Here's how I got the look. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for requesting these tutorials. I love filming tutorials, and if it's a look that I know you guys are going to like, then even better. So thank you for sticking it out. I know this is going to be a long video because tutorials are always long. I just can't make them short on my channel. So yeah, thank you so much, and stay tuned for that giveaway. I know I keep saying it, but like I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned for the giveaway, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!